Hello, it's Mike from TradeWinds RV Center here to congratulate you on your Redwood 4150 RD fifth wheel. You guys have picked a beautiful unit here. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite and a few things taken into consideration when parking. On your campsite, you have two slides to leave room for, but you also have this awning that's going to come out even further than those slides. On your off campsite, you've got three slides, but I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. So your power cord is going to be right behind your tires on your driver's side of your tow vehicle, and then your water and docking station is going to be toward the front in this big storage area here. So park accordingly so you can utilize facilities at the campsite. Once we arrive, we're going to unhook our hitch by coming in here to our flipper auto leveling system. We're going to come in here. We're going to touch on. We're going to hit front. That's going to raise our front up. We're going to pull our vehicle completely up and out of the way. Once our vehicle is clear of the trailer, we're simply going to touch auto level. Now we're going to back up out of the way. Try to touch it right. There we go. First thing that's always going to happen is the front is going to dip down. That's why I'm adamant. Make sure your towing vehicle is up out of the way. Once that front dips down, it's going to start lifting itself back up and running down all of our other auto leveling legs. Trying to make sure that all these hoses are clear of them. They are. Start washing hoses, and you'll see these start to run down here. There goes one on the other side. Same thing back here. That's going to bring down this side and back here, and that's going to dance around for a couple more minutes until it has itself level. Once it is level and stable, we can hook up our power and water. So while it's running, I'm going to go ahead and show you your power. Big long cord will be inside here. Simply just pull it out, and then when you're ready to leave, just retract, and that'll run that back in. I recommend guiding it with your hand as you go back in so it gets in nice and even. At the end of your 50 amp cord, should you need to plug into a 30 amp at a campsite, we give you a dog bone, they call it, with a 50 to 30 amp reducer. And if you ever need to plug in at home, there's a 30 to 15 amp adapter so you can plug into 110s. Got our power hooked up. Let's hook up our water. So our auto leveling system is all done here. We'll come up inside here and shut this off. Now we got our power hooked up. Come up here to our docking station. They made it pretty easy here. Self-explanatory knobs to turn. You have 4 knobs, and here's your instructions. So at campsites, we're going to hook up city water. White down, green to the left, red up, blue to the left. These are set perfect. Then we're going to grab our water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in the unit. I always use this because you don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites. Come over here to where it says city water. Put this on, hook up your hose, and turn that hose on. Now if that hose hasn't been on for a little bit, I want you to go inside and deploy your slides. I'll show you how to do that when we get inside, but once you open up all those slides, so you can get inside and open up your water taps. Once you open up your water taps, get a nice steady flow of water going through them. Get all the air out of the lines. Once you got a steady flow of water, shut them off. And then on the other side, we will turn on our trauma hot water heater. I'll show you that when we go over there. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water. We're going to go dry camping or boondocking. In that case, you have a 2-step process. You're going to start by filling the tank. Power fill tank, white, down, green left, red up, blue down. Now we'll fill up our freshwater tank in this same spot. Treat it all the same way. Go inside, open up the lines, make sure you got a steady flow of water. 2 ways to tell this is full. One, where you watch your black and gray tanks on the inside, keep an eye on your fresh tank. Or two, there's actually an overflow valve just to the left of your power here. This is a freshwater tank overfill. So keep an eye on that. Make sure you don't overfill it. Once it is filled, then we're gonna go ahead and remove that hose, and then we're gonna switch to dry camping. Just change everything the way it is on the diagram. Have these, match that. And then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump when hooked up to city water. That is already pressurized. All right, we're all set to camp with power and water. Let me go ahead and walk you around the rest of the unit, continuing here in the docking station. Here's how you set things up to winterize. Make sure you bypass your hot water heater. And here's how you set it up to sanitize. That'll just like siphon in by turning on your hot water pump or your water pump. You will siphon in soapy water if you want to clean your tanks out that way. City water again. This is your tank flush. We'll talk about that when we dump our black and gray tanks. Here's your water filter, a handle to change that. You have a quick connect hose right here for an outdoor shower. Up here is where you plug in your cable and satellite. Again, our auto leveling system. So hold directions on those right there. You got a 110 out here. And all the way at the bottom, we've got a little area that we can run those hoses down through so we can close this outside door. That is where it's prepped for solar. It's your passenger storage. We'll talk about the other stuff over there when we get there. Up front, we've got your propane. It is on a regulator. Lefty loosey to open. You see it change from red to green to show that you've got propane. There's a flue for your furnace. A couple things on that. One, make sure you steer clear of it when you're running it. It does get hot. Make sure it's never blocked. And you might want to get a bug seal for those. Keeps bugs out of there. Underneath there is a low point drain, as well as our dump. Sewer and wastewater, easier to access when these slides are closed. Again, our stabilizing system, our power cord. Coming around to the back of the unit, you got a ladder, utilize it. Go up there a couple of times a year, check the seams of your roof, and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. You can also prep for a backup camera. Device you can purchase from our store. One part will sit on the dash of your tow vehicle. Another part will attach to here. It's going to give you a backup camera for the unit. You've got your accessory hitch and the tow ratings for that. Looks as though it's 3,000 pounds with a 300-pound tongue rating. Coming down our campsite. Not much to talk about down through here. I do want to mention on your slides, they do have a lubricant that you can apply to these, to your seals to keep them pliable. You want to keep those nice and flexible over the years. Keep them from dry rotting. Purchase that and spray it on it. Over on this side is your trauma hot water system. I'll send you a whole separate video on this, how to clean these out, etc. But here's your whole system. There's your drain. These come out. Store over here, and here's where you'll turn it on. Just hangs down on nice little ribbons there. Get it tucked back in there, right? Got a couple of 110s out here. On this side, you've got the slatted rack system. You've also got a bunch of vacuum connections for your vacuum system over here. I'm gonna turn on some lights in here. We'll start up top with the sound system. Probably won't pick up much for channels in this metal building, but I'll see if I can get anything to come in. For your speakers for that. Out right there. So yeah, they're pretty loud. Get that off. You got an awning and step light you can control from here. Here's your vacuum system. Turn that over there and hook up there. To get to your bag, simply pull back on this left here, and your bag system, you have to hook that up. And here's your complete water system. There's your control panel, access in there to all of your electrics. 110 with GFCI reset. Cable 110 in case you want to put a TV out here. And there are touch-up paints for your body. Another water filter. This will get down your spare tire. And here's your access to your hydraulics for your auto leveling system. The other side of your propane over here. Up front, this is all storage here. This one down here is prepped for a generator. And over here to the right is your batteries. It's a vent for your battery compartment. Check your battery post every now and then. Make sure nothing's wiggled loose over time. Coming up here, your battery disconnect. That would disconnect all the battery power to the unit. That'll come in important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide and propane detector. And that'll about cover everything out here. Let's go ahead and take a look on the inside. Alright, coming up beside your unit, first thing I point out is your fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of emergency. Up from that is our lighting, all of our living room and kitchen, our awning, retract awning light, and dinette light. And simply a master on or master off. Going up to this awning. You only want to run that awning out until you can see that gray bar and your flap has fallen down to 90 degrees. If you hold that button down, that will continue to run itself out and start to run itself up backwards. So keep an eye on it when you run it out. Make sure you don't run it out further than you need to. You can also control this awning from our control panel over here, which we'll run to next as I run this awning back in. Put this light off. And tell you that slam locks, which is what we call these, work best when gently slammed. Alright, to my immediate right as I come in the doorway will be my breaker box and fuses. A ton of 15s in there, a 10, a 7.5, a couple 25s. Highly recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. Again, to my right, as you come in, there's going to be your control panel. Right here, we'll start at home. Master lights on and off, exterior and interior, you can do from here. Turn them back on. You can turn on your inverter here. Over here is where you can check out the levels of your tanks. Set freshwater ones, that's one I said to watch when you're filling up your freshwater tank. Here's your current temperatures, and there's your voltage on your battery. Next one, we'll go to our lights. Then our temperature. Let's go here in the mid to cool. Turn the AC on. Turn the heat down lower than temperature. And that will crank the AC up. Now you'll notice when I shut the AC off, they generally shut off rather quickly. But then when you turn the furnace on, when you shut the furnace fans off, those take a few minutes to run through before they shut off. Get that to crank up real quick. Oh, gotta turn our heat up above the 70. Get that to kick on. There we go. I'll shut that furnace off. Same thing, it's gonna run through before it cycles down. This here will send you different spots in the trailer. Then our slides. You can also do your awning. There is no rear awning, but your front awning you can also control from here. And our slide controls, we utilize those when closing the unit up. And lastly, down here is just information on our unit. Up above that, some more lights, accent lighting. This is a temperature reader. You'll see a few of those throughout the unit. This helps the unit read the temperature. I'm going to send you a separate video from Trauma AquaGo telling you how this equal, regular, off, winterized, and clean work on your hot water heater. Max air vent. If you turn that on, that will open up and turn on. 4 different speeds on this thing. Now just shut it off and it will shut the fan off and close the vent. We'll continue into our kitchen area here. Down below here we got a vacuum system. Simply lift up, keep in your garbage, that will go into your bag. 110 with GFCI reset right inside your pantry here. This is a safety latch for traveling with your fridge. All your controls are inside your Samsung fridge. There's a separate manual on that fridge inside your bag here. Any of your appliances in your paperwork are in your bag. Register any that you think may need to be registered, but I ask you to do so. In the kitchen we've got accent lighting, more lighting here, 110. Up here a self-explanatory microwave. Down here is our cooktop. Turn on our panel light here. Turn that to light. Press it in, and that's how these light up. So you just turn and press, and that'll light it for you. The oven, same thing. Turn your oven light. Turn that to light. Press, and that will spark and light this up for you. 110's here. On your island, just want to mention around the side here, there it is. It's your 12 volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mention that's 12 volt, always running off your battery. So if you are out dry camping, nothing plugged in charging your battery, nothing trickle charging your battery, and you're going to be gone for the day. If you don't want this to run your battery down, use that battery disconnect I showed you in your front compartment up front. You do have a area to get water from a water pump here, and then here's your regular sink. Tie downs for your chairs. You do have a wireless charging port there. Coming into our living room, a huge TV. Turn that on. Run your digital channel scan wherever you're at to pick up the local channels. Below that, you got a fireplace. Use the remote to start that as well. Here. There it is. So not just for looks anymore. I can go through and show you all the pretty colors, but the biggest thing now is the heat, folks. If you're at a campsite, plugged in, instead of using your gas to heat it up in here, use that electric furnace, and that'll get it toasty in here in no time. I'll show you real quick how to turn your sofa into a bed. We'll start by removing our Velcro cushions. Lift up in the front, standing in the center, gives you good leverage. Hold your legs out, pull this toward you, and then lay down your back. Just that quickly you've got a bed. Now putting it back, most important thing is lift up the back first, otherwise you will damage your sofa. Hold your legs in, jackknife this back down. Just that quickly, you are back to the sofa. On this side, we have power recliners. on both sides. You also have lights, heat and massage, 3 levels on each. Chairs back. Another switch over here for our fan light up top here. Emergency escape window. Smoke alarm coming up the hallway. Reclining bed. Your bed will recline all the way down. Make sure that it is up in the reclined position for travel. Run that back up. Got the iRelax sleep system mattress with this. You have another television here. Separate AC here. There's a wine guard system you can subscribe to. I'll send you info on that as well. Another temperature reader. Heading back to our bathroom. For travel, you want to make sure that this door is snapped or bungeed open. Some plumbing to maintain. Keep an eye on these. Mostly PEX nowadays, but you want to keep an eye on them. And you have a max air vent for your bathroom as well. You are prepped for a washer and dryer back in here. You have a safety latch on this door. Right around the corner of your big closet is where you're prepped for washer and dryer. 2 more GFCI resets. Your shower, you want to make sure these beautiful glass doors are snapped open for travel. That way they aren't going to be bouncing all around. And again, same thing with this door, that door, and the other doors you can think of. Can shut off a lot of our lighting from here. And that about covers everything in here. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. Let's start by shutting off our lights. Come to the main control panel. Go to lighting, master off. Now, any other lighting I see around now, I know it's just going to be accent lighting that I need to walk through and shut off by hand. Once we have all accent lighting off, see our closet back here's got lights on. So now I can see that all accent lighting is off. I'm going to turn my master light back on. And say doors and drawers. Walk through your unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Tie down these chairs, close our vents. Make sure nothing's going to impede our slides from coming in. This is very important. We don't want to break things as we're bringing our slides in. Let's go to control panel. We're going to start with hydraulic slides and hit retract. See how close that comes, how important it is to have all these doors and drawers closed on everything. I love how quiet these slides are in these redwoods. And you will notice once you're all the way in, you'll hear a down pitch. It means it's all the way in. And then lastly, off door side front slide. We're just hitting retract on that, and that's actually our bedroom slide. Again, this will not recline unless your bed is up in a, this will not close unless your bed's up in a reclined position. If you try, it'll tell you to decline that. Now we know we can go right back to our lights and hit off. And exit the unit. Now, the biggest thing on these steps, whether you're bringing them up or down, make sure this exterior door is all the way open. Otherwise, this will catch on it. Lift that up. You have adjustable feet. All you have to do is press in on these, and your leg will come up and down. Before you leave the dump station, and I say that in case we're going to go inside and check the levels of our tanks when we're dumping, lock and deadbolt this, lift and turn that handle for travel. If we're out dry camping, just above our power is a freshwater quick drain. Get right up underneath there to open that up. It's going to dump all your fresh water out. If we're at a campsite, we're going to unhook our power, our water, our cable. Even if we're dry camping, we're going to bring up our auto leveling system. Now what we're going to do is turn this on. We're going to hit retract. And that is going to go ahead and again lower our front end. It's going to bring up our stabilizing jacks. Our auto leveling system. You hear them are up. And go ahead and hit front again. And bring our landing gear up until we're level with our unit. Hook up our unit and head on up to the dump station. Go ahead and get this up. At the dump station, you gotta park accordingly. Our dump can be just in front of the tires on your off-camp side or your driver's side of your tow vehicle. Got a 10-foot hose comes to your convenience pack. Hook that up. Come on up here and pull this black tank handle. That's gonna be all your sewage. When it sounds like that's no longer draining, go inside, make sure the black tank is empty. If it shows empty or almost empty, come back out here, leave this black handle open, grab the hose at the dump station, hook it up here, and let that run for a good 5 minutes. Emphasizing leaving this black handle open. That's gonna wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, after about 5 minutes, go ahead and remove that hose. Make sure all the black washout that you have put in there has drained out. And then close this black tank. Pull your first gray tank. It's going to be cleaner water as your sinks and your showers. Clean your sewage hose out a little bit. When that's done, go ahead and pull this other gray tank. Again, those are going to be cleaner water as your sinks and your showers. While those are draining, you can go ahead and dump this low point drain. When that's all done, take your sewage hose and conveniently and sanitarily store it away and head on home. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoyed this Redwood for many years to come. Happy camping.